if you really look at Daniel Defense and Timney, they have a lot of commonalities, right? I mean, Timney's been around for 75 years, which is a couple years longer than Daniel Defense, obviously. But it's still made in America, by Americans, for Americans. Daniel Defense has been so focused around family and how their employees are their family. Obviously, because the Timney is now part of a Daniel Defense product, after many discussions with Timney, it just seemed to fit.
Timney has the reputation in this industry of having the best quality triggers available on the market today, and I would say that Timney is the pinnacle in the trigger market. I think they set the bar for everybody else, and that's where everyone else strives to be.
One of the great things about Timney is that they look to partner with the best. SIG and Timney linked up to make a trigger specifically for that MPX. The MPX has very high bolt velocities, so there was a few technical things to overcome with that speed, and Timney put their engineers on it and produced a trigger that was perfect for that system.
It's not just making a product, it's making a product that's going to be of value and trustworthy. I've been ordering them since 1984. And we've done just about 7,000 rifles, so there's been a fair number of triggers come from Arizona to West Virginia.
At Nosler, we use Timney Triggers because it's a product that works really well with the value and the quality of our rifles. We consider it to be one of the finest triggers out there, and it's one that our customers ask for by name and wanted. We currently incorporate the triggers into all of our rifles, so our Model 48s, whether it be the long-range carbon, the new mountain carbon, the Liberty, the Heritage, all these rifles get Timney triggers.
Great triggers. In fact, they are the most requested upgrade on our custom shop product. Garrett here is holding our Kuyu gun, and the Kuyu gun comes standard with a Timney trigger as well.
Timney trigger is honestly the most asked for trigger we do. You know, as far as a custom trigger, we put more Timneys than any gun that we build.
We put Timneys in our guns for one simple reason. You know, if you go get a rifle off the shelf and you plate the trigger on it, it's like, it's okay. But you want something better? Most people, the first thing that comes to their mind is, well, let's just put a Timney in it. So for us, we just start with a Timney, and you don't have to mess with it. It's done. Right out of the box.
People at Daniel Defense are shooters, and people at Timney are shooters. We're both American-made companies, we're both family-owned, and we both care about the employees just as much as we do the product. The quality that we require of our rifles means that we can only put the quality of a good trigger into it. If we didn't think that the quality wasn't there, we would never put it in a Daniel Defense product, and that final end product has to meet our standard, and Timney fills that.
People have been asking us for a long time, you know, hey, you build great ARs, why don't you build a bolt gun? Mostly driven from customer interest, and so we really have created something special, I think.
What sets the Delta 5 apart from other bolt guns is really the versatility that you get. So swapping out barrels is a breeze. You can do it on the tailgate of your pickup truck, and you can swap, you know, between calibers with a barrel swap. When it came to the trigger, we decided we wanted to fit a 700 pattern. The trigger is the last thing that you're physically touching before the rifle goes off, right? Yeah, you've got points of contact throughout the rifle, but that's your last human input, right? So you want it to be as clean as possible. We just had a bunch of rifles laid out on a table, and we had our voice of customer group go through those rifles and squeeze a bunch of triggers. It was a blind, so they didn't know whose trigger was what, and that's how we ended up with the Timney Elite Hunter.
We wanted to put an industry trigger in, and Timney's a great brand and has built a great reputation of customer satisfaction that fits with what we do, and they built a really good product.
That trigger just really lets people, because that's what they do in a gun store, right? Pull the trigger and run the bolt. So it lets them know that right out of the box this thing will perform.